fire sort of both cancel out the floating block and accumulate damage. So it seems to be on paper very good challenge against a Steve. And we're going to see it unfold here because those are the two characters the players are picking. So here we go, top 32, G-XTREME and Syrup starting us off. Let's get into it.
All right, and busting out with Zinnia, Lorekeeper's team over here. We see Syrup already on the offensive here, but just falling victim to what I like to call, the Steve kind of neutral in question, as we see G-XTREME with this quick block placements just walling out. Always keeping that dash attack in handy to kind of just command that respect you have for the ledge and all that space you can kind of threaten with Steve. As we see the minecart, coming up and just trying to scoop Syrup approaching, but Syrup has some really fast options he can kind of mash at the shield. He has the Nair, which we're seeing just come out over and over again. He has a lot of moves to challenge, much like the Mag did when you're kind of throwing out these minecarts like this, and we see the Thunder just kind of trapping him, just keeping up here at the ledge in the situation.
Yeah, I mean, just alluding to the way I was talking about the fair multi-hit, PK Fire multi-hit, but you have to have the bravado in order to challenge Steve. Very apropos term here, but on his home turf. When he sets up blocks, you have to be able to pressure him, just either wear down those blocks or make him uncomfortable. Because once Steve just has a zone of comfort, they can do so much off of it, and that's why he is such a threat in the landscape that is the current Smash, the landscape that is the character layout. So Syrup is doing a great job doing just that and putting the Steve, let alone the G-XTREME, on his toes, but making sure that Steve, is burning through resources, not given much of an option to get resources, and is just wondering very quickly how to get back. But with that pickaxe back air, seems to be doing very well for himself.
Yeah, definitely getting hit by that whoop-de-scoop. And the thing about Steve is with Ness, you have a lot of buttons, that fast frame data where you can really be on top of Steve. And that's where Steve really struggles against characters, is that if you are constantly on top of them, threatening positions, threatening spaces, and just having really good options in their burst range, you can kind of shut down their game plans.
Exactly.
And Syrup, he has a lot of tools at his disposal to catch these minecarts as well. He has the Magnet, he has the PK Thunder, but when you drop in the fishing rod, it's definitely going to scoop you up with such a floaty character such as the PK boy.
And here we go with Diamond on deck. Syrup is prioritizing that toolbox, and great cutoff and destruction of it too. Again, just such awareness of the character matchup. And Syrup is charging ahead, but 95 damage accrued, cutting off the side B with the PK blast. Just insane, Oh, Ness was everywhere in that round. Still going on, however, but just great, just flow of movement and just presence alone with Ness. Great utilization from Syrup.
Yeah, and this chase down as well. G-XTREME is kind of not breathing right now, but just not falling victim to the PK backdoor right here. Kind of getting trapped by that PK Thunder, just getting shut down in the ledge over here with the fair. Things are going to be going to Syrup in this dominating game 1 here.
Again, just Syrup played that, if they were writing textbooks about it, they had college courses on Smash, they played that to a T from the book, and it worked out for him. Just like you said, getting in that zone of comfort, just being on top of that Steve, and it just cuts off that precious time that Steve needs to get anything going. When they get stuff going, they're a bull in a china shop for sure. But just, Syrup saw that bull yard down the street and said, you're going to the next road. Staring at that bull, grabbing him by the horns, and taking that round 1. Let's see if G-XTREME can bounce back this round 2.
Yeah, going on too much over. Now, what I like to say, or what I like to mention is that, Steam players, they kind of have the same-ish kind of game plan, and that's what I like to call bot mentality in a way. Now, with the thing that G-XTREME has to keep in mind is his minecart usage in the places where he tries to recover, and especially, we saw Syrup catching with the PK Flash when he tries to recover as well, so he definitely kind of has to mix up how he recovers and comes back to the stage, and choosing to do a lot more smarter decisions in these neutral interactions. But see, that minecart and disadvantage, it was so disastrous for him because he just ate so much unnecessary damage he didn't have to eat.
I mean, to his credit, he did put on the 60 damage beforehand, but again, you don't want to give momentum to Syrup, and right now that is what he has garnered for himself right now. Syrup, just getting cut out though. G-XTREME stifling that surge though. Great use of that down smash. The lava flow just lingering just ever so slightly longer, is able to claim that stock. And now Syrup, now we're seeing a huge shift in the gameplay style from G-XTREME. He can be more to that skirt nature far away, because now Syrup has to be the one to commit. And now if G-XTREME is the one that put up that walls, those walls are such a bigger detriment to a player that is playing in a disadvantaged state.
Yeah, G-XTREME really has to look to kind of command this space from Syrup, because these minecart burst options are just so powerful. They shut down entire stocks, and they lead to just such really bad situations to be in. Much like this one, you're down 3-1 against Steve, and he's hitting these nil ladders. G-XTREME is definitely starting to feel the Steve, but Syrup coming out with the back air, looking to put some stop in the momentum going forward.
I want to quickly highlight that he took 2 of those stocks very prominently without the use of diamond or gold. He was just on basic iron, if iron at best, and he was able to do that against Syrup. That has to be a huge confidence boost, but getting trapped by his own TNT is going to accumulate so much damage, and this gives a big opportunity for Syrup to come back, charging through with the fares, putting up the walls of PK Fire, so much damage,
and
we don't take those off! The betrayal of betrayals coming out, and it makes it 1-1 apiece. And with the damage again being accrued, Syrup looks to be in control. He is piling on the damage. He is not out of this just yet.
And we know G-XTREME, piling a character that is known for such explosive comebacks with the minecart and these pickaxes. However, when you're face down against the kid from Onett with these such great, phenomenal moves he can throw out and this phenomenal advantage state, you see the trapping with the PK Fires, just trying to trap G-XTREME and just taking things and locking him down in the shield with that up smash. He's definitely going to be closing out that set.
Like you said, he was just nearly fully aware, if not full aware, of the minecart usage. He was able to track that last minecart, moving away from it, and was able to set up, I believe it was a fair that led the platform into that up smash finisher. It was just, I mean, he did his homework on one of the fiends of the more recent Smash layout. So huge props to G-XTREME. He did have a surge where, you know, he was playing it very textbook, as he should. He was getting huge payoffs of the early interactions where Ness, you know, had to struggle against those wall setups, but just gave Syrup one too many opportunities, and he's a prominent New Jersey player for a reason. He rolled with it, he carried with it, and that's why he's going to move on, at least on winner's side.
You know, and that's the thing that makes players like Syrup really excel. You can't let them tap at least like one press on the gas pedal, or else they will take a whole mile on you. Their advantage states are just so incredible.